Hello everyone, welcome back to another Alvia's telescope. Just a second, need to put some light. So if you're new to this type of a reading, this is a type of a series where I provide a starseed transmission to those that are weaving, and the best way to get the most out of a reading like this is by watching this in one go. So just make sure that you have time to do that. Don't know how long we're going to go, but I do only have two cards that we're going to talk about today. And how this works is I will be providing energy that I am reading through these cards, and this will then allow you to uh, use that energy however you feel the best and whatever is of the highest good for involved. And in that way, it is kind of it is a transmission. That's what I call it, and it is energetic expansion. And so I am using of course, I'm using my Sparnelian tarot deck for this, and yeah, the live chat is off so that I can focus on providing this Starseed transmission for you. And if you want any of my services, if you want to check those things out, you can go ahead and check out the links in the description box if you want to get yourself one of these type of readings, or if you're interested in any of my astrology services. And I did want to also mention before I get into the reading itself that my Starseed ebook is also available. It has my channeled messages that I did for my for my Patreon when I was still running that. So without further ado, let's get on to today's Starseed energy transmission and reading with these two cards that I pulled from my tarot deck. And this deck is also available for purchase, so you can check that out. Now, with the Knight of Planets and the Two of Pots, so in our usual tarot deck, this is the Knight of Pentacles and this is the Two of Cups. And the first thing I heard was telescopium when it came to this card. And I actually double checked. This is in fact located in the Capricorn constellation. I mean, the sign of Capricorn. And telescopium constellation is there. And these are star beings, kind of, who, again, are star observers. And it was so funny that this came up because, I do call these readings Alvia's telescope. So I thought that was like very interesting that the telescopium constellation came through with this card as well. And so we're getting definitely this, observatory vibe. We're getting this almost like a star study, almost astronomical and astrological. Feel like astrology will be amplified and really it will be really helpful for those of us who are on the starseed path or who are on the ascension path. I feel like there's going to be a significant role for astrology in that sense, and it's going to take a new level. And there has been a lot of speaking about how the planets have kind of shifted their vibration, how many people have, for example, channeled the energies of the planets, and how that has changed just the way that we even read transits and how we read charts. And I feel like there is going to be some kind of a significant change when it comes to that. And I feel like astrology activation when it comes to our own personal starseed paths and our personal starseed evolution is just going to be massively assisted and helped with this type of a practice when we start to practice astrology, when we start to dive into our own charts, our own kind of energy, right? Because especially from my perspective, understanding your own energy is highly beneficial for any spiritual path, no matter if it's a starseed path, if it's witchcraft path, if it's something else, whatever it is. I feel that in those those circumstances, the sort of knowledge of your own energy and how your energy is operating, not just in your own life, but when it interacts with other energies, when it interacts, with your personal energies, all of those, that is where things like astrology can really help us. And that's where we really learn to use our energy and where we use our own sort of energetic I'm looking for the right words here, but when we use it right, that is when we become masters of our energy, and that is when we become masters of how that energy then again goes out there into the world and how the universe responds to our energy and how even we ourselves respond to our universe. So that's just some thoughts when it came to this one and how the telescopium energy came out of that one. And our second card, I was only asked to pull 2 cards just to get back on track with this. And I mean, this card has come up before in a previous Alvia telescope, so you can go and check that out. That was like very early on this year, but if you want to go later on, watch that video, because you do get the best out of this when you watch these in one go as much as possible. So if you want to go and watch that later on, then you can get more insight into what that card may be also telling us, because it's coming back like this really, I'm just going to show it here, but this really, how do you call it, this dedicated way of applying one's energy. That's what's coming through right now. It's almost like that whole new level of this card is coming through, that level of kind of just consistently applying your energy in a way that is most natural and that is the most powerful for you and that is the easiest for you to again harness and access, because there is none of that resistance of trying to be in an energy that isn't natural for you because you're following your natural energy. Okay, that's it. This kind of becoming a bit repetitive, so I don't really. Yeah, let's move on. Yeah, so that's that. That is the transmission that came through the Knight of Planets or the Knight of Pentacles. And the Two of Pots. What came through the most through this one is Sirius, and usually the Two of Cups is considered to be Venus in Cancer. It is Cancer energy, and therefore it does connect to Sirius and Procyon, and some other ones also. But those are the main ones. And when it came to this specific one, I felt Sirius the most. They are the spiritual sort of scientist archetype. It's a little bit different to say Orion. Orion is maybe more about kind of philosophical side of things and like writers and those type of things. So then when it comes to this one, this definitely spoke just soul family, soul connections, and yeah, just it's just this soul resonance in a way, and when it comes to that serious aspect there, it's like these connections and agreements have already been made, and we're just on our way to again move through our city. We always see some kind of movement with the Knights, so therefore I feel like with also that more earthy sort of kind of Capricorn energy, it's kind of grounding, becoming more maybe earthly. And this is just a very sweet, loving energy always to have. And so then when it comes to how that Syrian energy is channeling through, how it's coming through, it's kind of doing that wormhole, linking people up type of thing. It's very interesting because like a few years ago, I had this wormhole phenomena happening all the time. There were just like these random things, when they're not random really, but they're those things that like there's two people, one person has one thing and then the other person has the same thing, and it kind of links these people up in a very kind of freaky way. And that is like, what the heck, that is such a weird like synchronicity. And that's almost what's coming through, that Syrian energy from this. And yeah, like, without going into technicalities onto what a soul family is, and what that, and what it is, and you know, that this is just soul connection. So maybe we should talk about that, like more about soul connection and just that sort of link, and this coming together. And again, we're coming together both in spirit and in the physical. So I feel like what I'm really called to say with this one is to really tap into your dreams, because with the sort of Syrian and Cancerian energy, there's a really strong, this like, it's a very strong otherworldly energy, and therefore we need to be also able to kind of surrender and let go a little bit, and kind of let our higher levels maybe do some of that work also. But also we have to ask our levels to do that work and to really guide us through the process. And so therefore, I would recommend dream work for now. I feel like it's something that, yeah, dream work, astral work, those type of things might be very useful in assistance to, you know, the more maybe technical, analytical, astrological energy work that we're going to be doing. So that is what has come through now. This was a lot shorter than I thought. And again, I decided to put the live chat off just so I can focus on this reading, because I did need to get back to doing this. And it felt really good. It felt really powerful. And I hope it felt that way for you too. And for anyone who might be coming in with the last minutes, you might want to watch this back as well. And of course, check out the whole playlist. It is on my channel page, Alvia's Telescope. And if you want a reading, you can check out my website, inspiringalien.com. And I will talk to you all later with another one of these videos. I hope the new moon is treating you well. And if you are watching this way after the new moon, thank you so much for watching. Bye.